Welcome to another blogging video. This week's video is about all the things that I wish people told me before I started a blog. I'm Sophia. I have the blog by sophialee.com and it is now a 7-figure website. I have 7 employees and a team of 7, and I've really learned so much, and there's so much that I wish I could go back and tell myself, or that I wish people told me. So this video is going to be going over all of these, and I think it's going to be really helpful for anyone in the beginning of their blogging journey. Okay, so if you want like the nitty gritty, like actual technical, how I started my blog and how we write blog posts, how we schedule our content calendars, SEO, like every single thing that we do. I have 3 courses: perfecting blogging, perfecting Pinterest, and perfecting email. So I would highly recommend checking those out. But here are some overarching things that I wish people told me, and it would have just it would have just helped. I don't know, I think one, it would help my like mental state in the beginning because it's so hard to get started and just have the confidence. But 2, I probably would have been able to grow my blog a lot faster. So I have my handy dandy list of things. Let's get started right away. Okay, number 1, this is so huge and I stand behind this to this day. You need a strategy. You have to have a strategy. Starting a blog that makes money is not something that you can just like willy-nilly do. You really have to have your goals in place, know what you want to do. I started a blog when I was in high school, which was like years ago at this point, but I was like very willy-nilly with it. Like I would post randomly and it like did not grow at all. But when I started my blog in college and I took it so seriously and I had a strategy, how many times I posted, how I was gonna write the posts, how I was gonna get the content out there, like a lot of the things that I go in the perfecting blogging and perfecting Pinterest and email are the things that like actually helped me skyrocket the blog. You have to be consistent. I always say, like, if you can only post once a week, then be consistent and post every single time a week. Don't post 5 times a week and then the next week not post at all, and then the next week post another once and then 5 times again. Like, make sure that you're posting once a week. So just being consistent, because Google will like you so much more, and so much of this strategy is getting Pinterest and Google to like you, because if they can like you, they will put your content out there so much faster and you will grow so much faster. Number 2, blogging is not a fast game. It is a long game and you need to dedicate a lot of hours to it. It's one of those things that takes a lot of time up front, but then as you start, honestly, it takes a lot of time throughout your entire blogging journey. But like in the beginning, especially when you're not making a penny from it, when you're spending so much time, when people are asking you like, what are you doing? Like when I was a sophomore in college and I was a full-time student, I was also working and treating this blog like a full-time business. And so I had to be so specific and dedicated to my time. And there were times where I would be like, my friends would ask me to do something and I'd be like, sorry, I can't, working on the blog. And they'd be like, what? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And now, of course, everyone's like, oh, like that was completely worth it. I wish I did that back in college, but it was so hard doing it. And I started making like substantial money like a year into my blogging journey. Actually, you can go look at my income reports. I like very, very accurately and every single month wrote income reports in the beginning because they were so motivational to me. So we'll link all of those down below so you can see them, because I think even to this day they're like extremely helpful. I did my blog for like an entire year and didn't really make any money from it. And when you say it out loud, a year doesn't seem that long. Like, okay, I could work on this for a year and then start making substantial money. But when you're in it and you're grinding and you're doing it every single day, a year is a really, really long time. And people give up. And I always say blogging is not hard work, it's just a lot of work. And that is like the biggest thing that I find people just like give up. And it's the people that continue on and keep going with their blog that like end up being very successful. 3, I stand behind this so much, especially because I am a hardcore perfectionist, but do not make your blog perfect. If you were to go back to my original blog that I started, oh my gosh, I would probably die at how bad it is. But don't take a lot of time on it. Don't take a lot of time on your about page. You can go back and edit your posts. Just get things up there. Do not get hung up on making sure everything looks amazing. Buy a website theme. Take courses so you can learn the things way faster instead of you trying to teach yourself, instead of you trying to learn how to design a website. Like, those are the things that you're going to get so hung up on that don't really resonate with money in the future if that's what your goal is. And so for me, when I started, every single thing that I did, I had ROI, ROI, ROI. Like, I would literally repeat ROI in the back of my head. ROI means return on investment, and I basically wouldn't do it unless that I was gonna get a return on investment from it. So, for example, my about page, like, I barely even had an about page. I don't even know if when I started I had an about page, because I knew, like, this is not gonna generate me income. No one cares about me. They only care about themselves. Also, that's one of the things that you can really get into your head. And it's just not worth spending a lot of time on. Get your blog posts up right away. Don't try to write like 10 blog posts and then publish them. No one is going to be seeing your blogs in the beginning unless you're sending it to them. So just get them out there so that Google can start ranking them and figuring out what your website is as soon as possible. Number 4, get your finances in order. This was something that I had to learn the hard way. So, like I said a few points ago, is that it's a long game. But then once you start earning money, it really happens quickly. And this is one of the things that I wasn't prepared for, because as soon as you start generating substantial income, you obviously have to start paying taxes, and it can be tricky. So just be prepared to set up your LLC. Make sure, you know, if you have to contact a lawyer, your bank accounts, just different stuff like that, so that you are fully prepared for when that time comes. Number 5, niche down. The more niche that you can be, the faster your blog will grow. Obviously, you can have a wider niche, but the fact of the matter is it's just gonna take a lot longer. For me, when I started, my niche was college dorm rooms, and I really stuck to that. And because it was so niched, Google was able to pick up really, really fast that my blog was about college dorm rooms. If you, like, another example that I always give, because I think this is just a genius idea, is a dog blog. Like, if you write every single blog post about your dog, or not even about your dog, don't write about your dog, write about other people's dogs and how they can better help their dogs. Google and Pinterest will start knowing, oh, okay, this is a blog about dogs. When someone searches something about dogs, I'm gonna put this website up there. Versus if you were to start a blog about dogs and college dorm rooms, they would be like, is this about college dorm rooms or is this about dogs? So the more niche that you can get, the faster your blog will grow. And I get that it's hard to niche down. You don't have to niche down. It's just gonna take you longer. Number 6, know your goals. I'm a super goal oriented person, and having goals in place is what really helped me stay confident and stay very like tunnel vision to what I was trying to do. I should really do a video on like all of the goals that I had during the different years, because obviously I had end goals. Like, my end goal with all of my blog was to start a design firm, which I did this year, so that's like huge. But in the beginning, obviously they were a lot more like short term, like make the first $1,000, get 1,000 email subscribers, get into an ad agency, like different things like that. And having those goals year by year, I was able to plan out my months and years and look at, okay, if this is what I want to hit next year, what do I have to do right now to hit those goals? And number 7 is something that I have to remind myself of it, but the hard work is completely worth it. Starting a blog is one of truly the best things that you can do. It can lead to just so many opportunities for you. I've seen it firsthand. Like, what this blog has turned into is something more than I could ever imagine it. I've started multiple businesses from it, multiple 6-figure businesses from it, and none of it would have been possible without the blog. Websites are the way that the world does things. When someone needs something, or when you're trying to figure out something, what's the first thing you do? You go to Google and you search it. And that will take you to a website or a blog, basically the same thing. And it's not something that's going to change for a really, really long time. That's going to be consistent. And so getting your blog started and spending the time working on it can lead you to things that you would never imagine in the future. I treated my blog like a marketing engine for the future opportunities that I wanted. I knew that I didn't want to have a blog for the rest of my life, but I knew that starting a blog right now and spending a lot of time getting this blog out there, getting Google to know what I'm doing, getting people to resonate with my blog and view me as someone, as an expert in that space, I knew that that could be my marketing engine to then start my other businesses, which is exactly what I've done, and that's what you can do too. Also, you have the freedom. I can work whenever I want, wherever I want, which is incredible. And it just leads you to so many things. Like, I just think so many times, like, especially like, I just think about like, okay, when I was feeling so dumb in college for doing this, now look at all the people that probably looked at me and were like, what the F is she doing? Like, now they're probably like, I wish I would have started a blog back then, because look at where I could be now. And that's exactly what you can do too. So that is my little spiel on all of that. I just think that there is so much to gain and there's really not a lot to lose. It's such an inexpensive business to start. Like, you can start a blog for $50, which what other business can you start for that inexpensive? And it can lead you to a 7-figure business, which I am proof of. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of strictness, but you can definitely do it. So that wraps up this little TED Talk that turned into. I hope you enjoyed this week's blogging video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out my other videos. I post once a week. I was posting every other week, and now we're back into posting every single week. Make sure to check out my blogging courses. I know I'm biased, but even read the comments on the YouTube videos, and then also, like, we screenshot all of the reviews that we got. People really, really like the courses. I designed them to be like my dream courses when I was starting. That would have just helped me grow my blog and earn money so much faster. So definitely check those out. They're also like a super great price compared to other courses too. But that really sums it up. So I'll see you at next week's blogging video.